Oh, welcome everybody to the Double D Experience podcast.
Ba-dum, dum, 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 dum. So many law and orders, and they're all the same.
Did you ever watch the show at all?
I mean, I see it when it's in the fucking, the background, whenever, my parents are watching it, and then Ice-T comes out. It's just like, yes, this is the new shit that these kids on the street are doing. It's called Acorn Blast. It's when you drop a couple of, droplets of PCP mixed with cocaine and weed in an acorn, and you sniff it up your nose while you're upside down like a squirrel. That's the kind of, in the background passing out. And that, of course, you can't forget that famous clip. Yo, man, I am not gay.
Oh, yeah.
I have relationships with women. And sex with men.
Yo,
I got news for you. That means you're gay.
He says that with such pride.
Such conviction.
That is the one thing, though, that has me dying on that clip every time. It's not even just, how, because I'm pretty sure for this guy, this was, his first role in a major television series, probably. So it's like
a lot of people got their start on Law and Order, yeah.
Yeah,
and guest stars on that show.
Yeah, and this guy probably got real disappointed when he read those lines and was just like, "Ah, are you fucking serious?"
That's really fucking bullshit.
I mean, he's gonna be doing a scene with Ice-T, so I mean, still pretty cool, regardless. But that whole he has to act. That guy I don't even know if that guy was acting when he did that, that whole and turns his head around, it just looked as if he just hated that day, period. He was just kind of you know what, man, fuck,
God damn, I need me a better agent.
I need a guy. I need to fuck a guy. Imagine if he was actually gay.
Method acting, bro. I don't know. I'm not gay, but I play a gay dude, so this dick ain't gonna suck itself. You know what I mean?
I also think people kind of don't remember, kind of forget that there are plenty of gay dudes out there that are not what you'd imagine the stereotype would be, which is being real flamboyant. It's there's plenty of guys that's just yo, look to fuck. Yeah, it's there's so many of them that do just go yo, I like to fuck dudes. It's and whenever I hear that, it's just always kind of refreshing because I almost every time I always kind of see the stereotype more than what actual gay guys are probably right. They're everyone's always just kind of oh my god, I'm gay, I love cock, it's not, no, there are a lot more guys that are just I just like to fuck dudes. It's
I could
that's cool, dude.
Pull this up because I was actually interested in it from I think a linguistical standpoint, plus I was really bored going through my Hulu and shit.
Yeah,
there is actually a documentary specifically about the gay accent, the gay accent. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I fucking love cock. All of it. There was this one time I took it in my eye, and I didn't even think it could fit in there, but it did, and so I just he was pretty small, and yeah, like that, and because the thing is, the gay accent, it's not a fucking. What are you from, Brazil? From France? Your sexuality in theory should not have an accent. I had a teacher one time tell me straight up no, the gay accent is a fabrication of the media.
Is it
straight
just
up
Valley
it doesn't
Girls?
exist.
It's just the Valley Girl accent. It's just the Valley Girl accent just spoken through a guy.
Yeah, I imagine that there was probably some gay people or whatever, or maybe some just some cis dudes who didn't realize they identified as women or something, who probably realized that they just wanted to sound in a certain way, to express their
gayness.
They're more feminine, not even their gayness, but maybe their femininity, if you would. They probably felt they identified a little more with that, but there's a difference between being gay and trans, obviously. It's not fucking 2008. I don't still not know the difference. But still, it's in my stuff real quick. I'm going to my stuff and then movies, and hold on a second, it's in there somewhere.
And while you're doing that, I just also want to mention, It's
it's called Do I Sound Gay? I think it's called Do I Sound Gay, if anybody has any interest in looking that up. And you'll know it because it's got the photo's a dude, and he's sticking his tongue out, and the tongue's fucking rainbow.
Yeah.
He probably swallowed too many rocket pops.
And I just wanted to say, like, when it comes to at least like
in my vagina,
like being gay, there is nothing more masculine than taking it up the ass. And I'm not even like being ironic about that. Like, there is
it's giving
nothing. No, but also receiving though, like, that's also like you're having a foreign object. I mean, I guess you could maybe not foreign.
How
but,
foreign
like,
is it? Like,
I don't know. Like, it
you
depends.
got one yourself, buddy.
It depends. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people's cocks are weirdly shaped. Like,
sure.
I can't speak from experience. I think I have a normal looking dick, but like, it's other people literally have like ones that bend the other way in 45 degrees for some reason, and it's just that's their default mode. Some literally curl, like kind of bend up like a banana.
It sounds like some Cobra Kai shit where like he sort of like just trained his cock to put like himself in a different shape because he knows his girl's G-spot is like in a very peculiar position.
Yeah.
So he like just literally found a way. It's like fucking Wanted. He found a way to like curve the bullet, right? Except instead of the bullet, it's his dick. He just like found a way. It's like, yeah, girl, I can be hard as a rock, but I'll hit anywhere in there. You just tell me the direction, baby. Just tell me the direction, and you bet this fucking man meat will touch you in all sorts of feminine places you've never been touched before.
And going off of what David just said, literally, like, it also size can matter sometimes, but at the same time, it also depends on your shape as well. Like,
yeah,
sometimes girls' pussies are just like all differently made, so like, their G-spot could be fucking anywhere, and like, I mean, not anywhere, but like they're usually at the same fucking spot, but sometimes the orientation or whatever the fuck could be like differently placed. Like, I'm not,
yeah,
this is coming from a guy who gets mad pussy. Not it's.
I mean, people who are in relationships, shocker to no one, statistically have a lot more sex than people who aren't. This whole single life is like super glorified. Like, yeah, I just can't. I ain't got no bitch to hold me down. Nah, fuck that. I'm out in the clubs. I'm fucking like 9 girls. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up,
David. I could definitely.
Douchebag. It's literally in the statistics. Like, married people have way more sex than unmarried people. But
it
married
could be
life is
different,
so
though.
looked down upon.
But it
in,
could
like,
be different.
The
though.
old ball and chain. Oh, it's tying me down, ruining my life, whatever.
But
It's like
again,
literally you have a person you can fuck whenever you want. You can
it
walk
depends.
downstairs naked, and then you can literally slap her fucking ass. And guess what? You could just do that.
It could depend on the relationship, though. Sometimes there's the thing called a dead bedroom.
Why are you gonna marry somebody when you can't slap their ass?
But sometimes the marriage can devolve. It happens.
Well, marriage takes work. If
Yeah,
you're not
but
willing to work for it, then.
But sometimes though, like it's just you eventually find out. Like, I mean, I'm not like discounting how happy marriage can be. Like, I'm gonna be happy when I get married. Of course I am. But it's just like,
me too.
I don't want. Like, the possibility of like some people finding out that like, oh, like the spark is not there. Sometimes like that shit could happen. Like, marriage is like, it's the reason why like divorces are what they are. Although, to be fair, like the marriage rate in this country is like has been its lowest since ever, and I can't really see that shit picking up again unless like there's some real incentives for people to get married, because like, other than the fact that you have like tax purposes as to like, like some of like the benefits of like being married,
right?
There's really not much else to getting married, like, because it's just so kind of ingrained into America's like kind of weirdly WASP kind of culture to like, especially it's even rougher for women, like thing that like, oh, you got to get married because like they're always like doing that whole like ticking time, like. You're gonna get 30 soon, like, you're gonna have kids, like there's always like those expectations that a lot of them have, and like it's no wonder that especially women now like aren't really too excited for the prospect of getting married. Not that I'm saying there's like no woman out there is getting married. Women are still getting married and still gonna have kids, but it's like that number of people who don't want to is a lot bigger than it ever was. Simply because of the fact that like like a lot of women are now looking out for themselves and like go and try to be their own person, like get into like the workforce or even have a career, or even fucking only having an OnlyFans, like just making money. There's always like something that they're trying to do, and I think that's hurting. Like, I mean, even for guys too. Like, I know plenty of guys like who just like don't want to get married. Like, I mean, for me, it's different because like I want to get married and I want to have kids, but it's like I don't want that. Hell no, right now. Like, I don't want that now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, I'm still having fun out here. Like, I'll get to that train when I get to it, but like I'm not about to just like, you know, tell my girlfriend, hey, let's make a kid, and then we're gonna make a kid. Like, I don't even got fucking money between my names, like to have a kid. So, you know, and also there's like that pressure that marriage kind of has on a lot of people, where like even for guys, because like, you know, especially if you're with a girl and like you do love her, but then some girls use marriage as a weapon. You literally like fucking almost force them to be like, oh, yo, I want to get married. But also at the same time, like, you know, it's cool that you want to get married, but like for guys, if we don't want to get married yet, we don't want to get married yet. But I hear a lot of people like kind of always just dangling it over them. Like, you know, it's like, I'm not getting any younger. And it's like, yeah, but you know, my money ain't getting any bigger either. So it's like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like,
one of those you can technically change, and I'm sure that's the argument that a lot of them use, but
which one?
The money thing.
I mean, hey,
can't stop yourself from fucking aging.
Yeah, true.
Not saying it's easy. I'm just saying, like, you know, that's the one variable that can't change. Not that that's an excuse. I mean, I'll tell you from my experience, when you two have those kinds of at least one of you have those ideas on the brain, and you know what the other person would feel like about it. When it comes to stuff like that, having there be a big age difference in your relationship changes something like that. Like, trust me, when you're 23 and you think the girl who you think is your soulmate at the time is like 33, brings about all sorts of discussions. Like how somebody can think they've, you know, past menopause when they're in their fucking 30s. Like, that's not, no, that doesn't make any sense. Not how that works. But, you know, they say, you know, the baby factory could be closed on that point. And I didn't know if I wanted kids back then. And I'm older now, and I still think kids are pretty fucking gross. Even though, like, I'm definitely, like, a kid at heart. But anyway, like, there was a thing to be said for television psychologist. But I'm going to quote the not late and not really that great Dr. Phil here. He once said, to like, through it comes to like people like that, or, you know, like your people who see marriage the wrong way, he always said, do you want to get married or do you want to be married?
Oh,
there is a difference, big difference right there. You see all those, like, those trashy ass TLC shows, like my big fat the
insert nationality wedding.
Like, my fucking big fat Syrian wedding. Like, it's not.
Like, it's gonna be explosive.
Oh my god.
What? You David, you said it, not me.
I'm fucking laughing.
You're the one that said Syrian.
I'm fucking laughing, dude.
Thank God, at least you didn't mention Palestine.
Why are you defending yourself? I'm literally. Oh no. We can maybe we can talk about that later. But I mean,
yeah. But go on.
I feel like
we're talking about weddings here.
Hold on a second. I'm not gonna get into it, but I just gotta say this one thing. I feel like it's not even one episode of a particular podcast you could fit that in. That's an entire fucking like podcast series franchise to talk about that fucking issue. Like, low-key, I mean, if you want to get that complicated about it. I mean, there's a debate, there's some simplicity to it. Like I said, we're not fucking getting into that. But
at least
marriage.
Not now. Yes.
Marriage, yeah. Like, like a lot of those people who are on those shows who are clearly just like, listen, just fucking Janice, I don't like her attitude. Because it's my wedding, technically. I feel like she should be on my side. Like, those people don't want to be married. They do not want to be married. They do not want to be the married life.
They want to get
do
married
stuff at home or whatever, and like take care of kids or whatever, or probably even fucking have kids. They just want, like, you know, whatever, like, little glories that they think of getting married. You know, the fact that the day is all about you, fucking bridezillas, whatever, like those fucking trashy types. They don't want them. Those are single women who belong to the streets. Those women belong to the streets. I will say that first and foremost. They don't want to be married. They want to be single. They want a different dick every night. And that's fine. Do your thing if that's what you want, but like don't like have like appreciate the glory of getting married and going into that when that's not actually what you want. That's what I mean by the difference of just wanting to be married and just wanting to get married, because those people on those dumbass TV shows that trivialize marriage and make it seem like this trashy thing that it's not all it's worked up to be, or some over glorified thing that, like, you know, the wedding is all everything and this determines the relationship. It literally, that's in my opinion a lot of the shit that ruins the sanctity of marriage nowadays. I'm not blaming it for the divorce rates, but it has changed public perception of marriage to make it seem like it's this awful, awful thing, when it's a beautiful fucking thing when two people want to do that with each other, man. And I feel like that kind of contributes to a lot of that things. Like there are several factors. I mean, the most successful marriages are the ones that are two mature enough people to know that they want to get married for the right reasons and who are at like better mature states in their life. And that's why almost every fucking marriage and every relationship that starts in your 20s fails. You want to know how many relationships last when that started in their 20s? Do you want to know the statistic for that?
Go ahead.
90 fucking % of relationships that start in your 20s fail. 90 fucking %. Is that a shocker to anybody? No. People aren't mature enough yet. Like, most of the time to get to that. Late 20s, different story. For sure. You know, maybe your mid-20s, but you're my age. Bro, you're getting married. Holy fuck. You better be pretty fucking sure. And I doubt you are. Yeah. That's a pretty crazy notion. So... yeah, I don't think that's like a single-handed reason for why, you know, the divorce rates are what they are. I think there are several factors because people get married for the wrong reasons or, you know, they're too young or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, just for any reason other than actual just pure love and that you know you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. But I'm not going to lie, I think all those dumbass, garbage, fucking trash TLC shows and shit and reality shows that, like, pretend that they know what they're talking about marriage, those things honestly like really ruined public perception of marriage and relationships. And I think especially since that's something that can hurt the younger generation. There's older people who watch that shit too, but I just think that's one reason for why that shit went down. I'm sure Bill Gates is just getting there's probably like 5 women on his dick right now.
True, but at the same time though, like, you know, I mean, I could see him remarrying.
Not gonna stop his shit from being micro and soft though.
I mean, dude is old though. His Windows package is not as up to date as it once was. You know what I mean? Like I forgot how old he is. He's like literally 50, I think. He's pushing it now, like a little bit. But
he was older than that.
Okay, probably you're right. And to your point, like I do agree that I think
yeah, 65.
A lot of shit. Okay, all right then. I mean, he outlasted Steve Jobs, so I mean, I guess he's winning or someone's winning.
Yeah, Steve Jobs. I mean, Steve Jobs had a PC. He just didn't get it from Bill Gates.
Knowing him, he probably stole it off of someone too. I mean, yeah, he did a lot of like shifty shit. I think people seem to forget like how much of a kind of shifty motherfucker he was. Like, I'm not like I don't really like. I feel as if he was a great face for Apple at the time, and I guess in some ways he was a great innovator. But I mean, on the other side of the spectrum, he was still a shitty person. Like,
I don't know enough about him.
Yeah, there's like I never read the book, but like I read enough about him where like he's like not exactly the most well liked guy. I mean, no CEO is. But going back to your point about like how like a lot of those shows have sort of like kind of warped the perception of like marriage. I also think though like the dating game is also different for people our age. Like I don't date no more, obviously. Like I'm with my girlfriend and I'm really happy. But it's like I think it's real rough for people now because there is a lot of entitlement that kind of goes on both ends of both parties. Because ever since I think the advent, or at least like the advent, but like I guess when OnlyFans was like extremely popularized to the extent that it is now, there's like women from those platforms, and especially even the ones who let's say are like the top 1%ers, they don't really see the point in dating. And to their credit, I mean, like again, like dating, I mean, maybe there are some guys that are more secure than me with that. But again, like me and David, we had this discussion before about like, you know, whether or not you would date an OnlyFans person. But it's like, you know, for me, it was always like, if you did it and you didn't do it anymore, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
If you're still doing it and you expect me to be okay with it, or at least if you just laid it out to me like right then and there, I'd still say no. But at the same time, I'd at least appreciate that, like, oh, okay, like she told it to me. Because, you know, on one hand, I do understand from their perspective, it's not exactly an easy thing to bring up. But at the same time, though, if, like, my time is precious, and I'm saying this for, like, all you guys out there, too, like, your time is precious. And it is a currency you will never get back again, ever. I wasted 6 years on a bitch, and like it is still kind of like, it still bugs me that I wasted that many years on my ex, but like at the same time though, like I'm just saying it from my own personal experience. Like always think on that, especially to you guys, like think if you're trying to get into a relationship, like is this girl worth it or not? Because again, like, you know, your time is precious. And again, it's not something you get back. And for women, I think they also know that their time is more finite than guys, because their looks age and they fade after like a couple of years. Like after they hit 30 and shit, like, and especially even after that, like your looks just fucking like drop off a cliff.
I disagree with that last
No,
point.
I do. No, I do. I do agree with that, because they think that they are like us in the sense that, like, you know, because their currency for a lot of them, especially if you're on OnlyFans, is your looks. And if you don't have that, then no one's gonna fucking bother with you.
Well, most women are not on OnlyFans, though. I mean,
but I'm talking about the dating game, and like how like guys literally have to have to walk over minefields now, because a lot of them are are on OnlyFans.
Yeah, but no, you're looking in the wrong kinds of places. Then that depends on what like you're after. You got to know what kind of women are worth it and which ones aren't. Like
the vast majority though are like that though. They're not going out. No, the vast majority are not going out to places and picking up chicks. Like for the most part, like everyone's on those apps.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, the apps. Yeah, I get that.
That's why I'm saying. Like,
I agree. I think the most organic relationships start from women you know, and hear me out on this one, guys. Mm-hmm. That you meet in real life. Crazy. Okay. I know,
David,
right?
I
went on a date yesterday. With this girl. Do you want to talk about fucking experiences, Dennis? In terms of my week, she fucking, holy shit! Like, last thing you ever want to talk about when you go to these things are like, you know, fucking your exes or whatever. But I was talking about Smash, and I'm like, I quickly mentioned just like, yeah, you know, like my ex-girlfriend was, I met my ex-girlfriend through Smash. I'm probably the only guy who ever actually picked up a woman at one of those things in like the world, and it was fucking. Fuck, she said like there was a professor at her college that played Smash, and I said shit. College? She's like, yeah. She teaches like, what does she teach? Like music tech, like, right? We said that at the same time. Like you said, she plays Smash, and then she like puts her hands in her head, and I'm like, Professor, and she's like, yeah, like. And then she puts her, like, her fucking hand to her mouth and everything. I'm like, yeah, that's her. There were fucking coworkers, technically. Because she, like, teaches dance or whatever at that place as, like, one of those high honor students, dude. It was fucking... You know, the universe has been sending me all sorts of signs that I've been ignoring for quite some time. Not sure what to do next, but I mean, I'm crossing the bridges as I come to it. It didn't piss me off. I thought, like, more than anything, it was just funny as fuck. Because, like, Dennis, I'm gonna be real. You and I have had very intricate conversations. I'm not trying to say this necessarily to make myself sound interesting, but no one's life is more farcical than mine. Shit just fucking happens to me that makes me scream to the fucking sky. What is my life?
Your life is definitely like just one ironic thing after the other. It's made me laugh every now and then, like kind of thinking like, wow, like I don't really think I'd even call it giving, like life is giving the short end of the stick, but it's just kind of like life kind of throws you these like weird, almost puzzling things that you just kind of like, you just like almost stare at it and you're like, wow, that really happened. Like, especially this thing, for example, because it's like, that is like 1 in a million years that I feel, or like 1 in 1,000, or even a million, that I'd imagine like something like that even happening, that like, you know, like, you know my professor, you dated my professor. Oh, that's a little weird. But anyways, hey, can I suck your dick? Like
fucking coworkers. I mean, dude, someone's trying to tell me something, man. I mean, other than that, no, I had a wonderful time. It went for a couple hours. It went well. This was the girl that I worked with at Target for the Nintendo Ambassador program. It was pretty chill. It was really nice getting to be with somebody and sit in a public setting and get to know them really well and, you know, see their fucking face. Which, speaking of... This is the hot news of the day. We're actually... Oh, look, this is a good one, Dennis. 25 minutes in.
Wait.
And we got to one of the topics that we had.
Wait, David. I didn't finish my point before, actually.
Well, you're not allowed to, because fuck you. But please go ahead.
The conclusion to my point was that I truly feel, at least for the dating game for guys, it's gonna be a lot harder. Though, like as the years go by, it's gonna be a lot harder.
It already is.
It's also
the virginity rates skyrocketed for guys our age.
That, not to mention, like it's also gonna be like a lot harder for you guys to kind of also weed through, like, because there's a lot of like obviously women you would not want to date. I'm not calling them shitty women because I don't really know them, but it's like there's a lot of women that I know out there that you would not want to date.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying specifically they have shoes that are made for walking on, blacktop pavement.
Yeah. Like, that's why, that's why I'm also just saying, like, I'm not, like, I know what I said was also real sexist. I still stand by it, but at the same time, it's like, especially if you are, like, if women are shallow in that way, because there are plenty of them out there. I think for, like, I'd like to imagine, like, some of the people that I know, or, like, even, like, good friends of mine, and even, like, others that I know of, like, think they kind of, whenever I date, like, it's like, pussy's not the only thing I want if that's the only thing you have to offer. That's, like, how I view it. If you have other shit to offer, then okay, like, I will be listening. And it's,
for example, my butthole.
Like, my girlfriend, for example, like, because, David, I didn't tell you this, like, me and her, we met on OkCupid.
Nice.
And we've been dating, for 4 years. So I'm, like, so it's kind of weird for me to kind of discount those apps. But again, like, I think, I'm not saying that I'm, like, real special and shit, but that doesn't happen. I know it does happen, but it's like, it's not really a story that you hear all the time and somehow it just takes off and it's like just overall a good thing. Like, most of the time people aren't even going on those apps to find relationships. They often just kind of go on there to get pussy or get dick. And literally that whole system and that whole kind of idea has never been more accessible to people than it is this decade, essentially. Like, getting pussy and dick was like, at least back then, like before these apps, it was like you kind of had to know the girl. At the very least, like if you had the money, like go get a prostitute, go get an escort. But now it's like, I could get dick and pussy for free off of an app. Like it's just kind of like how I almost see like Amazon. It's like how everything's just so accessible. Like you could literally get anything off of Amazon, like, and off of Tinder and even OkCupid, you can literally get dick and pussy anytime you want. I mean, you just got to be obviously just attractive enough, and there's got to be some level of self-deprecation on guys, because we have to be funny, we have to fucking roll the plates and like do somersaults and shit to like then get pussy. But like it's different for us, but in the same sense though, like you like, I think it's also because of that dating is also really hard, because when I was on Tinder, no one was really looking for dates too much. Everyone was just kind of like just age, sex, and location, like 34,
fuck
female,
Tinder, fuck Tinder,
Bloomfield.
Fuck Tinder,
I'm like, I'm not. Tinder. It's like I'm not driving to Bloomfield for you. Like, what the fuck?
The Tinder is just I mean, it depends on the app, Dennis. I mean, like, I feel like there are different apps that have different like scopes of people on it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Christian Mingle.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
if you want to get some of them altar girls and ex-altar boys, obviously don't.
Yeah, just like some of them, one of them anti-abortion chicks. Just be sure to wear, just like be sure to not nut in her, because she's not going to let you wear a condom, and she's not going to take no birth control or anything. And if you say you get that ass knocked up, she's having that baby.
Yep. So and she gonna say it was delivered by God and whatever the fuck, because religious girls.
Well, I don't think my dick is that big. I wouldn't compare it to God.
But I'm just saying though, those religious girls are goofy like that until like they do have sex and they realize like, wow, my parents were assholes.
Like, Maz.
It's getting like, wow, religion is stupid.
Oh.
It happens often. Like,
yeah.
I always like hear stories like them ex-religious girls were always like the ones that like are the craziest. Like, it's just because like they're so like fucking suppressed that finally when they get to let all that shit out, it's like the most freeing thing for them. And
trust me, they don't have to be religious for that. But
to feel suppressed though, like nothing's like, for a lot of them, it's like the female body is always considered sacred for them and all that. That's why I feel as if anyone's feeling more suppressed in religion, it's definitely always women. I mean, look at fucking Islam and how they treat their women.
Yeah, like, I mean the history of that. The history of that is definitely in that favor. But That's definitely a lengthy discussion that I'm personally not ready to have right now.
But that was my point about that whole thing. I think the dating game is going to be a little bit more rougher as the years go on, especially for guys.
No,
I
agree with that.
That's how I feel. My son's going to be he's going to be struggling.
I mean, dude, you know that literally if we had 2 more guys in this call that were our age, statistically, one of us would be a virgin. They literally say that, like, 1 in 4 guys now, between the ages of, like, 20 and 30, not between the ages of 20 and 30, between the time that they're, like, 18, legal age of sex, and between the age of 30, 1 in 4 is a fucking virgin. Something like that. I might be saying that statistic wrong. I'm pretty sure I heard that from, somewhere, so... Whatever, you can look that up on your own account. We don't base your opinions on
Again, we don't deal with facts.
We don't deal with facts. Fact checkers, shit.
We don't deal with facts on this podcast. We don't do that. At least I don't do that.
Dude, there was a spider in my room that for some reason I let it live, and now it could crawl in my fucking PC because it's got open holes in it. I'm not the intelligent guy. Okay, so don't listen to me.
I mean, you didn't have to kill it, but again, you could have just picked it up with a newspaper and just thrown it outside or whatever.
I'm a fucking Gen X. I don't get newspapers.
A magazine.
I don't get that shit either.
A fucking printer paper.
What the fuck is a printer? Everything's digital.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm one of the only few people who still have a fucking printer.
No, I have one too. I have one too.
But David, I am the one that everyone I know in a 5-mile radius always fucking calls me and asks, "Hey, can you print this out for me?" And I'm like, I don't even know you.
Get rid of the printer.
I can't though.
Why?
Because I didn't buy it. I've even said it myself. I want to throw this thing out the fucking window. So I'd always so if anyone ever asks me again, hey, can I print something out? And be like, no, I threw that out.
It's like being the gamer of the family, and then the old people in your house always have constantly ask questions and tell you to fix the Wi-Fi. I don't know. I'm not an internet dude.
I still want a VR a VR setup for my house, but I know for a fact if I set that up in the living room, my parents, something's always gonna maybe break or whatever, and my parents are gonna ask me hey, how do you fix this because it's not working, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I have to go through the computer and set the fucking thing up again, and then afterwards recalibrate the fucking thing.
Literally, how did you delete your recycling bin?
How did you delete System 32? How did you do that?
I'm looking inside your PC right now. Where the fuck is your hard drive?
What is this crazy? Is this malware? What the fuck sites are you going on?
Hello.
Yeah. I like to think at least.
I'm calling about the hot, sexy singles in my area.
Hello, this is the Prince of Kenya. I have an order of $20 million that I have here for you.
I also have a good amount of government-grown weed and bitches for you. Yes, as Prince of Nigeria, I have plenty of bitches. Or not even Nigeria, that's an Indian accent. What the fuck am I doing? As the Prince of...
Bangladesh, I don't know.
The Prince of India.
The Prince of India, the whole country.
Well, speaking of which, India's definitely got hit pretty hard by the fucking pandemic since they ain't got those vaccines there yet, and I do still want to talk about this if it's all the same to you.
Go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you before. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, fuck you. You went off for a long time.
Yeah, fuck you too. All right.
No, fuck you more.
Fuck you.
I got one more point, and then you talk forever. What do you think this is, a podcast? You can't just talk forever, Dennis.
Oh, is it not? Oh, fuck. I guess I'm in the wrong room. Sorry.
I thought this was Spanish class. Boating school. As of today. Yes. As of today, the time that we're recording this, and it's actually pretty topical because we're actually, for reasons, we're recording the podcast actually the day before we post it. We don't normally do that. The CDC has officially said that if you are fully vaccinated, you ain't gotta wear them shits no more. No more masks. Indoors or outdoors. Or the 6 feet apart shit. And people are mixed. Rightfully
As I
so.
I am too.
Yeah,
I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, you want to hear mine first?
I want to hear your thoughts first.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
fuck me in the titty. I was gonna
put you on the spot first,
stick a
bitch.
dick in between my mask and my mouth so I can't get away. Jesus.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
You are. You know what? You're excused. I won't hold that one over your head. You already held that one in your head for quite a few seconds there.
I haven't eaten anything yet, so
really, it's usually when I eat that I do that. But whatever. My fucking thoughts.
Call them my hunger burps.
I'm a little mixed as well because, and I have actually some theories about this. First off, regardless if the CDC was right or wrong in this decision, I have said on this podcast multiple times before that if you are perfectly okay with having masks be mandated indefinitely forever, like even past COVID, like a lot of people, I've seen more people than you think say that they want that to be the case. Like I was like, oh, I don't want people breathing on me. I don't want to see this and that. Like if you like, you are fucked in the head. If you are perfectly okay with going outside and never seeing anybody's face again, you are fucked in the head. You're going to go on a date with somebody that you think is super attractive. They're going to take the mask off and they're going to be like, they're going to be like fucking burn marks and shit. Like some sort of like slackjaw thing. They got punched and they just never bothered to fix that shit. Their face is going to be fucked up from the bottom half down. You didn't know that. Now guess what? You have to sit here for 4 hours. This fucking horny bitch. Who looks like something out of the fucking latest Resident Evil game. That's not good, alright? Like,
which is a good game, by the way. Sorry, go on.
I've seen some footage of it. My favorite is how he just reattaches his limbs at will. Let's go, Ethan Winters. What a legend.
I've seen the mods, too. Like, people are horny as...
Oh, I saw the thick one for Lady Dimitrescu, for Lady D. Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. And the best thing is that they didn't even edit the proportions.
No, not at all. That's the thing. It's just like the outfit. And it just hugs her body. And
you're horny, bitch.
I think I remember reading one comment where it was like, these modders are even quicker than the Rule 34 artists.
and that should just simply not be the case, especially since they knew about her beforehand. But yeah, they were aware of it too. But anyway, as far as the masks go, what I was talking about, like, yeah, I mean, like I said, I was on a date yesterday, and she wanted to wear the mask at first just for other people, even though we were both vaxxed, and I was like, fuck, that sucks. But then I just took mine off because I wanted to be more comfortable, and when I did that, she took hers off too. I stopped wearing my glasses at one point, and then she stopped wearing hers too. It was just, I clearly was setting some sort of trend there. But it was good. I got to see her face, and she was so fucking pretty and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't get to see any of that. And I'm like, the conversation would have felt so different, more uncomfortable with our glasses fogging up and shit because of the mask. Like, fuck it. Fuck those things. We wear them. I wear them because I'm a good person, because we have to, in order to stop the spread of the virus. I've said before that I don't want to go back to Smash tournaments.
Wearing a mask.
Yeah, wearing a mask. I've said
indefinitely
that before.
Throughout the entire event.
Yes, exactly, because it's uncomfortable. I don't want to commentate wearing that shit. My glasses are going to fall. I want to sure as fuck don't want to fucking play wearing that shit. I played Smash wearing masks before. It's awful. My glasses fog like constantly. It's like I'm biting with my face while I'm trying to play the fucking game.
And you have to like wipe your glasses. Like, oh fuck, did I miss like the timing? Did I miss the timing on the move? Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like, you don't need your vision to play Smash. Let's invent a Braille controller. That'd be hype. But yeah, it's like we wear them because we have to. So on the one end, I'm very happy that, whatever, I am vaccinated now. If I don't have to wear them, then I don't have to wear them. With the exception of, let's go, dude. Yeah, we can start doing these in person. If you want, that'd be pretty hype. I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, it'd be pretty dope. But I'm. Fuck, lost my train of thought. I'm very happy that I'm very happy that that's the case. It's a safety net. It's a safety feeling knowing that I don't have to do that. I saw other people doing it today and shit out here. And on the other hand, here's the fucking seemingly obvious thing that people didn't seem to take into account, or they did, and I have a theory on that. What is to fucking stop people from just lying and saying they're vaxxed and walking around and spreading that shit to people who may still be immunocompromised or who don't have the shot yet? What is to fucking stop that? Yeah. There is no way to enforce that. Ever. Because they're not going to do the whole vaccine cards thing. They say that's a violation of their civil liberties, even though I'm sure some of them, tried to go to college at some point where you literally had to get vaccinated to even fucking go to those places. You've had vaccine cards before. Your fucking passport is a vaccine card, technically. You fucking own one forever. It's not a new thing, you fucking pompous white cunt.
But no one carries that shit around, though. I'm not going to carry my fucking vaccine card around.
Well, we won't have to forever is the thing. It's only for a little while.
I know. But, like, it's also, like, again, I do agree with you. It's, like, it's really weird that is one.
Might as well get a tattoo at that point saying vaxxed.
I got that
Carry
CVS.
it forever.
I got that CVS sticker that said vaccinated. I'm like, I'm not gonna put this shit on anything that I own.
No, I wore mine.
Well, good for you then. But like, I threw that out immediately.
Wow, fucking too cool for school. Look at this guy.
I got my card.
Over
I don't
here.
need no sticker. I got my card. But again, like, I'm not gonna flash that shit.
Childhood excitement, like, yeah, I got a sticker.
I mean, it wasn't even that good of a sticker.
Oh my god, now you're fucking criticizing the sticker.
Yes, I am. Anyways, yeah. It's like, how dare you? How dare you criticize CVS's sticker quality?
Worked really hard on that fucking sticker design, Dennis,
Yeah,
and you're
probably some
basically
Chinese
just
child
spitting in their food.
Probably
No,
a Chinese
the
child.
Chinese child is the one who made it, not designed it.
No, it was made in Germany.
Think, Invincible.
I actually saw that series, and it was actually
I
pretty dope.
didn't, so like there's
You
no
should,
point.
but David, I'm telling you right now, it's someone that I would totally recommend you.
I'm not watching anything right now, so I should watch it next.
It's really good.
It yeah, no,
it's
for sure.
8 episodes, one season, about 40, 50 minutes each. So it's pretty, it's like 1/30 a day, essentially. But like, it's still a fucking great show. And I honestly think it's better, and it's not even DC, it's better than a lot of what DC has been bringing out in the animated sphere, at least.
A lot of animated shows are low-key better than some of the realistic ones out there, but y'all aren't ready
No,
for
but
that
even
fucking
like
conversation.
But even like DC's animated, which is what they're known for, like they do it better than Marvel.
I mean, it literally looks like a DC show stylistically.
Oh yeah, it was intentional.
Yeah,
like,
no, of course,
you know,
of course.
Yeah. But because it pays homage to like that whole like kind of genre and everything. And it does successfully end up like flipping the script and just being like, this is not the superhero like kind of show that you thought this was. And again, if y'all haven't watched it, and especially to David, please watch Invincible. It's fucking badass. I'm already excited for season 2. It's gonna be so good. But moving on. Back to your point.
Oh yeah. Fuck, we do this a lot, don't we? Where we
I know. Yeah, I'm
start
sorry.
talking about something. Yeah, it's not the best of habits, but you know, we're still only 18 episodes in. We're new podcasters. No, we can't even. That's not even an excuse.
I
It's
think
not
we're
even
like
true.
we could walk. We're just babies that could walk.
Pretty
at this
much.
Point. We're like, you know, that's it. That's
Like
what we
we're
are.
just very tall babies, just fresh out the womb with just giant ass legs. It's like it's a fucking baby still, but yeah, you know, you best believe those calves could cut diamonds.
You and I are pretty tall though.
Yeah,
Like,
we are.
Like you're like 6'2", 3 around there, right?
Dude, I saw like some fucking Smasher friends of mine like arguing
Yeah.
about like literally minuscule inches that they have over each other, and like they're literally like 5'9", and one of them was like straight. They were arguing with each other. Were like, I'm like 5'9.5", and I don't even comment on those. I just look at those and I'm like,
Pathetic.
pathetic. Yeah, but my theory here, and this will conclude my thoughts before we can get yours. We have seen, you know, like some New York Times reports or whatever, where they said like, oh yeah, you know, we're probably not going to reach herd immunity in this country for the sole reason that, you know, there are just too many people who are not going to get the fucking shot, and
Who also don't follow the rules at all, anyways. Like from day one. So.
from like those kinds of people. So I'm dead serious here. I think what the CDC is trying to do, I think they're going the Darwin route.
And just weeding them out.
I'm serious. I think they're trying to. I think they're just going to try to let as many of the anti-vaxxers just literally die off. I'm dead fucking serious. I know.
I mean, they've tried everything.
Yeah.
I know it does sound Darwinian and also a bit cruel and a bit Thanos snappy, but like, you know,
they Thanos snapped themselves.
but I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like they saw that. It's like did they fucking think Avengers was like an instructional film?
They
Like with like that black and white, like the snap and you
they've tried everything.
got a population problem.
They've tried to educate them. They literally had videos. They've had experts and everyone come out of
You got a bunch of anti-vaxxers in your country.
They've tried everything.
Well, here's the solution for you. Gather those Infinity Stones and snap them all out of existence. It's a quick little... and you're done.
I thought you were going to be like, gather them all up and don't give a fuck. Let them die off. Who gives a shit? Like, I honestly do feel like at this point, like, they've tried everything. So
Write us a
just
check
like,
for those Infinity Stones.
This is literally just
And it
them
better not
throwing their
bounce or
hands.
you're a dead motherfucker.
Like, this is just them just throwing their hands up in the air now and just be like, you know what? Fuck it. Or whatever. They don't
Straight
wanna
up,
do it.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what I think.
They tried everything. They tried it for a year and a half to get these people. And especially even when the vaccine came out. I mean, again, if... I know people do have their specific reasons as to why they're not
Ooh,
getting
wait,
the vaccine.
you know what I just realized?
What's up?
It could also just be a last-ditch effort for those people to get the shot, because then they're just like, oh, I get the shot, and I now don't have to wear this at all anymore. Which is not the case. I mean, businesses.
It could be that too.
Some businesses are still going to mandate them for a little while.
Yeah. Which again, like I do.
But
like,
at the same time, those people just won't give a fuck. It's like they're lost causes, man.
I mean, I know that's why I'm saying like I think it is like a double-edged sword in that respect. Like there are probably dual, almost polar opposite reasons as to like why they did it. Just simply because like I do probably feel. I mean, like I don't really think I truly also feel I don't think the CDC or the WHO really truly give a damn. Because as far as an organization, all they can do is just advise you.
Yeah.
And there is no authority that they have that they could basically reinforce like those
smash code of conduct panel.
Yeah, it's like also the United Nations. It's just there. Like, no one really fucking gives a heck. No one really gives a damn. But like if like that's why I think it's I'm already giving my thoughts on this now, I guess, but it's like
yeah, no, please, I was done. Go ahead.
All right. Like I to your point, I do at least to your point about how like they are kind of just like I really do feel like I would feel the same way. Like we've tried for a year and a half to get these people to like basically just get with like what we're doing and like just get the masks on, distance and all that. And like again, people, like if you think that I like that shit, no, I don't. I truth be told, like the difference between me and them, or them and being like the ones who just don't want to don't want to wear masks and like just be like, this is an infringement of my rights or whatever. Like, hey, I don't view it in that way. I don't like it either though. But again, it's like, I'm not saying that I care, but it's like, again, like these guys are like fucking scientists. Like I'm an idiot. I'll just follow whatever the fuck they say. And like, and hopefully I'll be all right. And I didn't die. So there you go. I lived. And I still though I never told you this, but like I went to Korea about a couple months, and I got back a couple months before the pandemic like truly hit the United States. I got like symptoms that were eerily like COVID-19, and
Dennis,
like
go ahead.
I honestly do feel like I probably got like COVID-19 before it became COVID-19, because I was coughing up a fucking storm like for a week. Like I truly do feel like I probably did get it,
Dennis.
And I think even my girlfriend probably got it too, like because she was also kind of sick like me when we got back. But yeah, go ahead.
I have a confession to make myself. I'm pretty sure I had it too before we knew what it was.
Yeah. I honestly
Let me explain.
Do feel,
When I was working the first time I worked in the Nintendo ambassador job, they started sending me to the Bronx a little bit for some of those stores, because like the people in Georgia were not smart, and they thought like it was easier for me to get to the Bronx than it was to places in Jersey, because stupid. And yeah, it was fun. But I went there, right, and around like the last stretch, couple days before Christmas, I had to get my bag checked every time I went in, and that was because I had a Switch with me to do demos with, and that was so like on the way out they didn't think I stole one. So like that's pretty much what that's about. So they checked my bag on the way in. And the security lady checks my bag. It's only after she rifles through every single fucking thing in my bag, to my snack bars, to my Nintendo Switch, to everything else I have in there, to my water bottles or whatever, that she tells me she is deathly sick. That she feels sick as fuck, and that she doesn't know why she's at work today. I stared at this bitch. Are you fucking kidding me?
Was this in March?
This was in December.
Oh, fuck.
This was in December of 2019, before we knew before it hit. Before we it was here, but we didn't know it yet.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
And
I was in Korea too. Like I'm literally a stone's throw away from China.
Yeah,
so it's like,
yeah,
like I definitely got it. Like I don't think there's a fucking argument for that.
I know.
It's like I'm pretty sure I could have been patient zero if like I gave myself to Pfizer or whatever. It's like, yeah, I had it. Pick me apart. Give me my money. You need my antibodies, whatever. Just give me my money. I don't give a fuck.
You'll rip my limbs off and then pour that magic Resident Evil 8 water on it and just stick that shit back on.
Yeah, make me into another Ethan Winters. Don't give a fuck. Just give me my money, okay?
Also, big mommy milker vampire girlfriend.
Do you have one of those? Is she real? Like,
I don't want a lollipop. Give me one of those.
Yeah, I want the big udders. They're not even titties no more. Like literally, like how big her fucking.
Yeah, those are fucking udders.
Yeah, like Jesus fuck, and like they're pale white too. It's like whoa. I don't know
All
how
you
it
have to do
feels.
is like get some black paint, and I can literally turn this bitch into a cow.
I mean, yo, she got a dump truck, yo.
Same,
She
like
got-
that fucking mods are like.
Shit.
Yeah, no, fuck these game designers know what the fuck they're doing, man. There's
It's
something-
also Japan. It's Capcom, yo.
Oh yeah,
like-
that's right. Oh,
Capcom-
they're big horny.
Capcom always makes bad bitches.
Yeah, because they're not having
I-
sex over there, so like they're big horny for the virtual ladies.
I mean, especially now.
Motherfucker married his game cartridge over there a couple years back, so
Hideo Kojima probably fucked a PS4. Like,
yeah, Nomura's probably jacking off to whatever the alternate ending of Final Fantasy VII that he wrote right now. Meanwhile, you know, like he's probably like gonna take. No, I'm actually never mind. I'm not even gonna do that because that game I don't think is gonna take as long to come out because of the resources. But anyway, she rifles through everything in my fucking bag, right? The security lady. And then tells me afterwards that she's horribly sick. So I'm like I'm like social distancing myself before it's a thing from my backpack. Like from my bag. I'm like, and I have to carry it around with me. I'm like, literally stay the fuck away from me. I'm like, I didn't even want to take it with me, and I tried my best to stay away from it as much as I could. And like I did it for the most part, still got sick. Literally I felt it on Christmas Eve night. Ooh. It was pretty bad. And like literally I went to my girlfriend's house for fucking like to spend the Christmas morning with her family because she spent Christmas Eve with us, and me and her just fucking like went at it that morning when we got to her place. I don't know how she didn't get sick.
You gave her? Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't. She literally didn't get sick, and like she always told me how she never got sick, and she didn't. There's something to be said with fucking Cuban women. I don't understand. It's same thing with my grandmother. She turned 93 the other day, and you know she's got her health problems as well, but they don't die. She just got back up, started walking. I mean, that's a story I'll tell you later. Yeah, so what happened is that I got horribly sick, and I felt it like Christmas night, and what happened is that I got a sickness that I knew it at the time that I never felt at any sort of point before in my life. I was having insane coughing fits for like literally minutes on end. I timed it like for 5 fucking minutes. I was having insane coughing fits, and I'm like, I had a fever and all that stuff. I had all of that shit. And then it wasn't until months and months later I was like, wait, did I have COVID?
You got COVID-18.
I swear to God. I actually had it in 2019.
Oh, fuck. Oh, is that why it's called COVID-19?
Yes, because it was first detected
I'm
in
a fucking
2019
idiot.
because they found it in China in like November.
Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Well, okay. Oh, I mean...
Your words, bro.
I mean,
sure
I can't take them back. But I mean, I feel stupid.
No, you mean you could edit it out?
No, there's.
Okay.
I literally thought there was like an arbitrary reason why they called it specifically COVID-19. Now I actually know, and I feel like a fucking moron. Thank you, David, for making me look like an idiot on this podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro. Just doing my job. And yeah, straight up. So, but my family never got it. So I guess they stayed away from me, and I had to. My dad drove me home earlier that weekend or whenever the Christmas was, and he never got sick, even though I was in the car, and I already felt better, like something like a day or two after that. For me, it passed pretty quickly. And but there was like just one night where I'm just like my lungs were just fucking my lungs suddenly pretended like they were my lungs basically were method acting for a role as like a fucking 40-year-old chronic smoker. It's like they suddenly just like, okay, like we've never smoked a cigarette a day in our lives, but now we have to pretend that we have. His role I've born to play.
1, 2, 3, go, and then just coughed up as much as they could possibly can, and you're just sitting there like,
yeah,
like why I don't smoke, like what the fuck, like why am I coughing so much, like.
Yeah, and then I only realized years, and I never took an antibody test, and I should have, but I didn't realize it straight up until like pretty much a year had passed since that had happened to me. I was like, fuck, I think I had COVID. Shit. Wow. Well,
Or
then,
like
there
it's
you go.
infant stages, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So,
before it became like a viral fucking thing. But,
yeah, I got that shit from working in Best Buys and Targets, you know, which, speaking of, in light of more recent news, I've wanted to bring you the hottest news, the hottest news. Hottest news on the Double D experience. I've been practicing that, actually. I got better at it. And,
very Cuban.
It's not even an R. It's more like an H. If I tried to do it with I tried to do it with an R, it would sound like I can't roll my R's. I just can't.
Anything rolling, anything just makes me think like, oh, Cuban. It's
Probably down on the ground. So, y'all know about, Pokemans. Y'all know about, if you're a simp, you know about your Pokemans. And if you're a fucking child or a YouTuber or a scalper, you know about Pokemon cards. And the news with this is that what happened is that you all know that you know how popular Pokemon cards and trading cards and shit are all of a sudden. I'm sure you guys, some of you follow YouTubers or whatever that literally just do whole unboxing videos for that shit. They have like a fucking Mount Vesuvius stack behind them of just like Pokemon cards and shit that they spawned off from the internet and from their fucking targets or whatever. And what happened is that they had to release that to one per customer eventually, like just to try to combat scalpers. It has gotten so bad. So unbelievably bad to the point where Target and Walmart are now not selling Pokemon cards at all. At all. You heard that right. They are no longer sold at those chains. Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, baseball and sports cards as well.
Magic the Gathering.
All those different types of trading cards. Done. They're not doing it anymore because there's literally been an epidemic of fucking employees like either getting robbed, like customers getting stalked out of the store after they bought those items, employees getting stalked to their cars after that shit, people being like robbed at like knife or gunpoint, all because the internet.
Knife and gunpoint?
Yeah, straight up. All because the internet one day randomly decided, oh, Pokemon cards are worth a ton of money again. All because the internet randomly decided that shit.
But they were always worth money though, that's the thing.
Yeah, nowadays it's just like trendy again, and the latest trend causes shit like this to happen. Straight up to the point where this happened, and it bothers me so fucking much that like probably like a child, who probably like
or me.
No, fuck you. I don't care about you. Probably like a child. Shut up.
The kid.
Probably like
fuck
a child.
I'm talking about me.
Fuck up. I don't fucking care. All right. Probably like a literal child, right? Who like did a bunch of asinine chores around the house, spending their whole weekends and shit like doing like tedious chores for their mom and their dad or their grandparents or whatever and stuff to save up money like for their allowance so they could spend money on their favorite hobby and learn about learn about that kind of stuff and have a fun time doing it. And they literally can't do that because there are a bunch of fucking like little prick scalpers out there who are buying them en masse just so they can like sell those things for a bang for a buck, and it's all like almost completely fucking legal. That's what bothers me. That literally something that is made for children is being over fucking taken by scalpers and shit. It's like everything Nintendo fucking I mean Pokemon cards, the Pokemon company, it's not Nintendo. They make the games, or like they publish the games technically.
Yeah.
But like everything that's involved in that just winds up being fucking scalped, and it's like they don't even care because like they're still selling. You know what I mean? It's just so fucking asinine. And then the poor fucking retail workers who have to do that shit. Denise, you have the floor. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I got my own thoughts on scalpers. I think they should fucking burn and die, but and eat shit and die if anything. But
big same.
Because like I'm out here trying to get like a graphics card and I can't buy one at MSRP because
probably not for like 2 years.
Yeah, probably because if I don't know if any of y'all have been on eBay or have been on the hunt for a new GPU, but even ones that. I mean, even like AIBs, which are basically like guys who make like, MSI and all them cards, like even they are jacking up their prices because like, we just got to make money back on these somehow. And like, it probably, again, won't be like, as David said, until another 2 years, like things are going to go back to normal, if anything. But as far as like,
involving production and scalpers and the shit.
But again, like the company's got to make their their money back somehow. Yeah. And like again, like I do stand by that. Like a company's a company. Like I'm not gonna pretend as if like it's not like something that doesn't make money, especially the products that they make. Like I'm not gonna fucking try to be like denying that. But it's in regards to like even Pokemon cards and like just anything that even has any value and like even why scalpers even go for it. Like outside of this, there was even a time when remember when the Mandalorian came out? Everyone knows like Baby Yoda, the plushie that I think Disney officially licensed and released. People were buying that shit. Scalpers were buying that shit and scalping them online. A fucking plushie, bro. Like, holy fuck. And I mean, like, and if there's anyone out there within our audience who buy sneakers, like, they too also like scalp the fuck out of those, and like they're like people buy sneakers as how they're buying GPUs now. I mean, they're already buying sneakers in that way back then, but it's like there would literally be a date. These new sneakers are going to be coming out at this time, and there's always a limited amount.
You like my Yeezys?
Yeah, you're gonna want to buy these Yeezys, because as soon as they buy them Yeezys, they're gonna put them up on eBay for 3 or 4, even 4 times the price of what they were at MSRP. And I don't like scalpers. I don't think anyone does really. But if like you are one, like, go fuck yourself. But at the same time, it's like, and as to like what the companies can possibly do, like, I mean, as far as GPUs, there have been some companies like EVGA and a few others, even Newegg, who've tried to kind of do their own thing to combat this whole thing. Like Newegg has their shuffle, and like it's basically a lottery system, and EVGA has their queue system where it's like you sign up and like they'll send you an email when you're finally at the front of the line, and then like you'll have time to go and check out, and like there you go, you have your GPU. But I know for a fact that queue has, for some cards, it hasn't even moved since they even set that queue up. So again, it's like basically just the luck of the draw at that point. Or if like you're willing to play the waiting game, okay, then go ahead. But there's almost like, I mean, even, and in this case for the Pokemon cards, it's like I don't really think there's much that Nintendo can do, even if they wanted to, because this is, again,
no, companies cannot do anything.
Yeah, like
scalping is such a serious problem to the point where I think there need to be laws. I think there literally need to be laws to stop anything, if that would even do anything, That,
and also panic buying has to like never be a thing, because like we had that whole like that gasoline shutdown, and like people were
like, I can't wait
panic buying
fucking gasoline that you put in your cans that you're gonna store for days on end. Yeah, it won't dissipate. Don't worry. That's totally not how gasoline works.
I saw a picture of
Might
this
as well
guy's
fucking
basement.
drink it, dumb shit.
This guy had a picture of his basement, and it was essentially flooded, and the guy wrote, "Yeah, man, I've been stocking up on gasoline." It's like the fucking water's like past the walls, and it's like even going towards like the basement door. It's so fucking crazy. I mean, I'm not like, obviously like the guy's just memeing, but like,
so fucking that's dangerous too.
I know, but that is like, I also just wondered like, how, if I could survive that blast, how big would that explosion be if I just threw a match to that entire basement of gasoline? Like, I will really wonder, like, how big would that explosion be?
Look, all I'm telling you,
holy fuck, like,
all I'm telling you is that, like, there's a meme in place here, and it is what you think you look like walking away from an explosion versus what you actually look like. And the first picture is shirtless Sephiroth. That is what you think you look like, walking out of the fire like that. What you actually look like is that little picture of Big Bird from Family Guy when, like, he's on fucking, like, meth and all of his, like, fur is, like, ripped off of his body and his teeth are completely gone. That's what you actually look like walking away from an explosion. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to mind, but you know what I mean. You're not actually like a badass walking away from those kinds of explosions. They're so fucking loud, and the force of them is so strong from the sound waves alone and the shock wave. It's gonna knock you down. You have to be pretty, at the very least, if you want to do the badass thing where you're like, it's exploding behind you and you're walking away. Like, no, you can't do that. If you're that close to it, you're gonna eat shit.
But in this scenario, I have a force field. So like I'm unaffected by it entirely. I just
well, obviously.
No. That's why I'm saying, like, in that, if I had like in that sort of scenario, like I would really wonder like how big that explosion would be, because that is a basement pool of gasoline.
It would damage the houses next to it.
It would take them with it.
Probably.
Like, it won't just fly upward. That shit will literally, like, expand as, like, most explosions do. But it's like, yeah, like, it literally will take, like, probably a couple houses with it.
Oh, I swear to God, if I had a dumbass neighbor that stocked up on gasoline and his house exploded and it somehow killed me, that bitch is getting fucking haunted in, like, the worst possible way. Like, I'm talking, like, fucking Resident Evil fetuses, like, crawling out of the woodwork and shit, all up in here. That section of the game where, like, you're in, like, the doll mannequin area and you lose your gun and shit. Like, all of that, it's over. It's over for you, you hick motherfucker. You fucking kill me. Oh, it's done.
I mean, Jersey didn't even.
You're not gonna be able to take your country back by the time I'm done with you.
Like, again, Jersey didn't really get affected by it too much. It was really like other states outside of the tri-state area really that got hit by it. But going back to my point about like the like scalping and even like all this going on with like even Walmart and Target taking away like trading cards. Like I mean, to be fair, they really had no other choice, in my opinion. There is really nothing else that they could do to prevent this. And here's the thing, though. There are other avenues that you can buy trading cards. TCG Player is like one of the biggest ones. That's where I got mine, my cards, like thing especially. But again, like if we're talking about like the real young kids, like, you know, people like who were, I know I was young once, you know, like I was young too, and like I always loved getting booster packs, and like, you know, there's nothing more satisfying, especially if you are like a card collector, or even if like you're into the game, there is nothing more satisfying than popping open some boxes and like even just tearing the packs apart, opening them up, and smelling that new card smell. Like it's a bit of a gambling thing. I will.
Go back
it's
to
like
the TLC thing, bro. My strange addiction.
I love to smell trading cards. I mean, you know,
my name's David. And I like to buy Pokemon cards and sniff them.
It's like cracked.
You walk into his room and it's just like open Pokemon cards everywhere. Like you can fucking swim in them. Like a sea that just like stretches up multiple feet across the ground. I mean, above the ground, I meant. My bad. I fucked up that joke. What were you saying, Dennis? I fucked it up. I'm a disgrace.
We're just gonna go back to
I fucked up your joke
quick.
too. I'm sorry.
No. It's not that. What?
Only the greatest comedy podcast.
Where we don't deal with facts. But I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt.
Or your feelings.
Or your feelings. But going to David's point again, like I mean, I do feel bad for those kids, and like I was memeing before, but like I do feel kind of bad because like, you know, like I mean, there's gonna still be other places that you could still get trading cards.
How do you explain that to a kid?
I know. That's the thing. Like it's because, you know, the kid's gonna need mommy's credit card. And like
then he'll be 24 years old like me, and he'll still need mommy's credit card.
But
no, I got mine.
I mean, I would hope so. But like, I still buy like 7-Elevens.
I have $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet. Credit card debt. But seriously, I have like crippling fucking credit card debt. Like I have not slept in the last 6 years of my life, ladies and gentlemen. I think about how it's gonna come at me and my future family like a force of 1,000 wombats, and I usually just, you know, jack off or do anything else, like buy hookers to relieve the stress of it all. I tried PCP for a little while, which, if anything, just put more shit on the credit card, and now I have to explain that I bought PCP to the companies on my fucking credit card. Yeah, the guy had like a fucking Apple swipe and everything.
Yeah, it's like that weird PayPal. It's like that weird PayPal charge in your statement, and it's like, the hell's this? And it's like
it just says like meth.
And it's like in different cases too. It's like a capital M, lowercase e, capital T, lowercase h. It's like, like you're talking to your CPA. It's like, David, what was this charge made on May 16th?
May 6th. I was at home. I didn't buy anything.
And then eventually, he just looks at you like, come on, David. And you're just like, all right, look, okay, it was a crazy night. I was out with friends. They were doing it. I wanted to do it. We all got fucked up. It was a crazy night. It was a crazy May 16th.
A little more than fucked up.
And it's like, and the guy would be like, it wasn't even Memorial Day weekend. Like, and what the fuck? The 16th? Like, what is that? Like, that's a Sunday. Like, what the fuck? Who goes crazy on a Sunday? It's like, hey, yo, man, it's the Lord's Day. You know what I mean?
It was National Video Game Day or something.
I was celebrating God. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, maybe you could get some of this heroin. Like me, if you were all up about God, it's like, I don't really think God is all about heroin. Well, you're wrong on that, because I talked to him, so you wouldn't know. So, like, you know, I don't know where you think you're at, but I know where I'm at. It's like, look, I can't write this off. It's like, all right, whatever. Just
What, you got a problem with heroines? Fucking sexist?
Yeah, I do. They're lame. Like Black Widow. Pew pew with my little Glocks.
Listen. I can't argue with you.
Yeah.
I have nothing. I stopped watching Marvel movies quite a while. No, don't do.
No, that's what. No, I'm saying no. Look, Starfire is cool.
I know you didn't even say anything bad about Starfire, but I'm such a fucking SJW about Starfire that if anybody fucking like brings up the word, I just immediately think they're gonna say something bad.
How they wrote Starfire and Raven, I'm into that. How they wrote Rey Skywalker and fucking Black Widow, they can go fuck themselves.
We talked about this like on the fucking Paper Mario Let's Play a few years ago.
Yeah.
But there was this comic that was made. It's called I Am Not Starfire.
What the fuck?
I want you to Google this right now. You're gonna get so mad.
I will look this up.
You could literally look at like the cover art. You're just gonna get so fucking furious.
Excuse me? What? What is this? Who's this fat chick?
This is a spin-off about Starfire's daughter, who hates her mom so much that she becomes a goth chick. Or is just a goth chick. Literally, like...
a fat goth chick with no big titties.
Pretty much, like, it's literally, like, the Tumblrette embodiment of a human being. Like, this shit makes Starfire. She
looks like Danny DeVito.
Oh, fuck, I see that picture you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, wow. What a
if they ever make a live adaptation.
You gotta get Danny. Gotta get Danny boy.
Yeah, and this shit was just fucking pandering so fucking hard to Tumblr. Like, and they were literally just trying to like build up that niche and like sell Starfire to those people by, hey, let's just have Starfire have a daughter who's the complete exact fucking opposite of her in every possible way, and just not care about, just the source material.
Isn't that fun and interesting, guys? That's like that's what they said in the meeting, like after they fucking had their pitch. It's like, isn't that fun and interesting? And everyone's just like, I mean, we can't really say anything against you.
Yeah,
17 will be seen as sexist.
Oh god, 17-year-old Mandy, daughter of Starfire, is not like her mother. I'm reading the bio right now. Starfire is gorgeous, tall, sparkly, and a hero. Mandy is not a sparkly superhero.
So is she not a Tamarani?
Mandy has no. I don't think so. Mandy has no. Yeah, let's see. Mandy has no powers. Is a kid who dyes her hair black and hates everyone but her best friend Lincoln. To Starfire, who is from another planet, Mandy seems like an alien, like some distant, angry, light years away moon. And it's possible Mandy is even more distant lately, ever since she walked out on her SCTs, which, yeah, her mom doesn't know. I'm not improvising this at all. I'm literally reading this, like, to the fucking letter. This is the actual description of this book, which is only, like, 7 pages, apparently. Oh, no, it's a preview. Never mind. I'm retarded. Everyone thinks Mandy out of 5. Everyone needs to go to college and become whoever you become at college. But Mandy has other plans. Mandy's big plan is that she's gonna move to France and do whatever people do in France, which if you listen to a couple episodes ago on the Double D Experience is orgies. But then everything changes when she gets partnered with Claire for a school project. Mandy likes Claire, even if she denies it heartily and intensely a lot. This is the actual description on DC Comics, and it's revealing like fucking everything about like the whole thing. How do you become the person you're supposed to be when you don't know what that is? I mean, that's kind of facts. How do you become the person you're supposed to be when the only thing you're sure of is what you're not? Alright, you just hate your mom because you got fucking mommy issues. That doesn't mean you have to be the fucking opposite of her. Which, by the way, why do you want to be the opposite of Starfire, bro? If I was a woman... Fuck yeah. Oh my god, are you joking? If I was a woman and I still liked women, holy fucking shit, you best believe that coriander... I pronounced it wrong, I think. Coriander. Fuck, it's been a long time.
Are you even a real Starfire fan?
Fuck you, fucking pleb. When someone... I mean, I am a pleb. When someone from Starfire's past arrives, Mandy must make a choice. Give up before the battle has even begun, or step into the unknown and risk everything to save her mom. I Am Not Starfire is a story about teenagers and as aliens, about knowing where you come from and where you're going.
It's angst.
About mothers.
It's just straight up angst.
Yeah. Why Starfire? Why Starfire? Why did you have to... I'd slap her name on this for it to sell, right?
Obviously, yeah. Like, this could have been, like, some fat, lonely goth chick who turns into, like a SJW version of Batman. But,
how is this thing...
You picked her.
How is this woman the spawn of Dick Grayson and Starfire?
I mean, I will admit this though, like I truly feel every time I see like superheroes like get kids and like they like become parents, maybe aside from Tony Stark, it's because like at least by the time he had a kid, like things were kind of already kind of normal. Like Thanos had died, like things had calmed down, like he just kind of was settling into like this new life of his. But at the same time though, if you're an active duty superhero, you're gonna be a shit parent.
I mean, yeah.
And I'm not gonna say that because like you're a terrible person, but it's like you're not there. Like you're not there for your kid. Like
this kid looks like she wants to punch me in the face.
She'd probably punch you in the dick, more like it, like because you're freakishly tall. Or like,
yeah, it's just you go on.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, I cut you off. Don't worry
about it. It's just now that's in my Google search history. I have some weird shit on my Google search history.
I
like,
imagine.
that is one thing that like I'm just like, oh, like why is that there? Like I mean, all my shit's about like taxes because I was doing them before, but like now it's gonna be like Credit Karma tax. Can you upload 1099? And then I am not Starfire.
I mean, the art style is kind of nice. Like I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. But I mean,
no one is giving shit about that. But it's like literally you could have picked
this feels like
anything
pandering.
else. Oh yeah, it is. It is pandering. It's not. It doesn't feel like pandering. It is pandering. Like because this was like at the high point of when all these like, I guess artists and like media creators were like hopping on that train where it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna talk about how like strong like women are and everything, and it's like there are other ways and people have done it to show how strong women are, but this, I don't know, it makes me be a little bit more of a misogynist. I'm sorry.
like you kind of just made me like
2%, women. Yeah, 2% more. Like I didn't even think that was possible because it's
an
already
irrational level. Like if you have a vagina, I dislike you now.
Like I'm
because of
you.
your book. Like, oh my god.
Like people do.
I can't even fucking kid about that. That's
like, look, I've even said it. Like there is media out there that like I even will admit like they portray women in such a great way that I'm like, okay, like I could get behind that, and she's awesome. Mulan, the first like not the fucking shitty China like backed live action movie, but like the first animated movie that talked about a lot of themes that especially even in that society like Asian women had like would have gone through. There were social norms in place. You had to follow them. There was no way around it. But this girl who knew the consequences of if she got found out of whether or not like if people found out that she was basically posing as a soldier and also being a woman doing it, she knew the consequences that she would die for it, but she did it anyways because it was for her father.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I could get behind. Like she's literally doing this for her father, person that she loves, her parent. This whole thing with like, I guess I don't know, like people have already done it, but no one wants to do that. Like
yeah, it feels like, weird to call it self-inserty. Because that in itself, I think, is low-key just a little bit misogynistic. Because people get at women, people get at women authors for saying they self-insert themselves into these things. But I mean, when I used to write like my fucking like the movie that I was writing, I'm like, it's literally my story. But it's okay as long as it's not like head ass. If you know what I mean, like it's not like as long as it's not like a really dumb story where like the main character doesn't learn anything and it's just inserting yourself into your own like little teenage angst that you clearly never got over as a child, or whatever, some shit. If as long as you're not writing like a character that you think isn't making any mistakes, that's a very important thing right there. Like I could write my story and then pretend that the character that is based off of myself is like this fucking patron saint, didn't do anything wrong or whatever, and like it's a story about how these fucking women like treated him like shit, did these awful things to him, and you fuck women, like no. It's like it's a story about like a coming of age kind of thing for like that kid too, like of a very young person dating an older person, and the sort of dynamics that come from that, and like the sort of like subtle immaturities, despite, you know, trying to be very mature for their age. As we never read this, you know, the main character in fucking Mandy could have like some huge arc that, you know, stops her from being a head ass and hating her mom for fucking no reason, or it could literally just be like this clearly Tumblr-y, pandery thing, like, hey, like the SJWs will fucking love this, and this will work right here to get it to work, and then the story itself will just have no substance. Like, there's this one movie, I forget what it is, I think Pyrocynical, whoever it was, or whatever, some like media critic reviewed it. It's literally a movie about like some fat chick in high school, and she really likes the popular guy, and what happens is that like she becomes friends with like this cheerleader who used to bully her or whatever, and I forget what the reason was, but like they literally, the guy thinks he's dating the cheerleader, but every message is actually from the fat girl, right? So like that's what he thinks is happening, and the whole thing is like, would you fall in love with this person if you knew what they looked like, or whatever, and stuff, and like meanwhile like she's a fucking sociopath who was,
and that's
like,
also
lying to
catfishing.
this person, and it's literally catfishing. It's a story like where like a woman straight up catfishes this dude, and then they wind up together at the end of the movie. It throws every fucking thing that the main character could have possibly learned out of the way. It's literally like this fucking self-inserting thing, like it was clearly written by like
toxic.
some very unpopular person in high school or whatever, who never got over the fact that she was like the fat girl in high school or whatever, and just instead wrote out her fantasy rather than something that the main character needed to learn. It's like the main character could have learned so much, and at the end of the movie she learns, okay, this was wrong, I shouldn't have done this, and that, you know, real beauty is inside, and then that's not what happens. She literally winds up with the guy that she fucking harassed and catfished anyway, because that's fucking realistic. Yeah, I'm over it. You're the girl I really loved, even though you were fucking pretending to be somebody else. I just needed you to lie to me to see what the real beauty was. This, it's like, no, you fucking catfished this person, and the movie threw literally fucking everything away at the end, everything, to the point where the main character learned literally fucking nothing. And it was a published film because it had like a big audience, like I Am Not Starfire did, or like a big demographic that they were trying to pander to. You know what I mean? So I Am Not Starfire, in my opinion, pretty clearly is that, but I never read it, so I can't fucking judge that for myself. But in my opinion, it's pretty fucking obvious what this whole story is. I feel like I got the whole thing from looking at the cover, but they literally say don't judge a book by its cover. So
yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna judge that book by its cover. I'm sorry. Like, and here's the thing though, like I wouldn't say judge a person by their like I guess by their outward appearance. Obviously, like, you know, like maybe there is more to them. Who knows? But at the same time, though, if a person's acting like a dick, he's a dick. You know, like I don't really think I gotta fucking like, you know, go into his mind to know. Like, I don't really care to know why he's a dick. It's like, yeah, he's a dick. Like, fuck him. Like, if it's a girl, then okay, she's a dick too. Fuck her. Like, thing. You know, I hate her. Don't want to talk to her. Like, get away from me. Like, it. And also, like in that one movie that you mentioned, it's like, why couldn't she just go to the gym? Like, I mean, unless like you're like debilitatingly obese and like, you know, you can't go on a treadmill. It's like, go on a treadmill, get on those get on those bikes. Like, just fucking like what? Like, I'm even gonna say it. Like, people who are fat but can still walk, you have no excuse to not go to a gym. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and if you're gonna complain about it, you even have less of an excuse. Like,
FYI, we're not trying to fucking body shame anybody or
I'm
anything
not, but
like
it's
that. Like, trust me, like,
I'm
you're
not saying like, you know,
beautiful
oh, you should
on
like
the
look at
inside
yourself
or whatever, but
but
from
you
an objective
if that is
standpoint, being obese,
David's not
bad
speaking
for
for
your
me.
health.
David's not speaking for me, but again, like I do agree with everything that he said, but it's also just like in this day and age where like, I mean, I don't know how exclusive.
Wait, did this not come out yet? It says July 27, 2021.
Oh, fuck that. Okay, I'm definitely.
Oh, it didn't even come out yet?
All right.
Why does it have reviews?
People might have gotten like review copies. That can happen sometimes.
No, if they got review copies, they definitely did not leave reviews that say fucking, hold on a second. If it's review copies, they definitely didn't like leave reviews that literally only say seems super pandery, self-inserty, etc. This is definitely not Nightstar, and that's the whole review. That's not a review copy. Maybe it's like something like how Amazon is selling it. I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
All right. But again, like, you know, like like I never would have. I mean, I'm not fat or anything, but it's like I would have never gone to a gym in my life for if it weren't, I guess, for the pandemic, I suppose. But again, like there really is like like if you're gonna complain about being fat, go do something about it. Go fucking eat less or even eat healthier. Go to a gym. Go to even go on a treadmill for 3 hours or even an hour. Like y'all can do it. And again, like there's nothing wrong with a little thickness, but it's like if you're like 200 something pounds like overweight, that's like a health problem.
Yeah.
Like you gonna die.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not like inner. You can
it's not
talk
a
about
good thing.
inner beauty, whatever. Being obese is bad for your health. Don't believe all those fucking like dumbass like magazines and shit that say
or TLC
no,
shows
I'm perfectly healthy. Meanwhile, they're like fucking like 350 pounds. You're not healthy. That's not healthy to be that fat. It is bad for your heart.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's literally just an objective fact. Sexually, inner beauty, that's a whole different thing. Trust me, there are dudes who are into that. Trust me, there are mad dudes who are into that. That is a thing. So just all you got to do is go out and find that man and then have yourself some good old fashioned giant pillow sex.
Again, if like
there you go.
But again, like these are the women.
Sure it's like the fucking like Dubliners or whatever have like a whole song, a folk song about like a guy who goes to a bar, picks up a very large girl, and then they take her home and he fucks her, and then they get married and have kids. There you go.
I mean, it was to say that can't happen. I'm just saying though,
It's
if
called
you
like
complain
Fatty
about
McGee
it,
or something. Straight up, it's like I'm pretty sure that's the name of the song.
In conclusion, I'm just saying if you're gonna complain about it, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there is no excuse for any of that. If you're going to complain about it, go do something about it. If you found someone and you're comfortable with that, and if you don't complain about it, then I got nothing to say to you.
Yeah,
but
just don't project.
If you complain about it, then shut the fuck up and, like, just, like, go do something about it. Go to a gym. Go eat a salad, fatty.
I hate that shit. It's like that. Like all those stupid magazines literally, like, make a platform for these women to project their insecurity. It's like there's a whole thing about like toxic masculinity, like, and they say like, oh, guys shouldn't, like, this is projecting guys doing this and that, and yeah, there's some things with like toxic masculinity or whatever, and it's a problem. So why the hell are you getting on a platform and you're saying that being fat is healthy? It's fucking not. Like, you're just literally embarrassed for yourself, and you're trying to fucking deny it. Like, just shut the fuck up. You're fat.
And here's the thing,
you're
though,
fucking
too.
fat. Like,
they wouldn't even go. Like, they say all that, right?
Yeah.
But I know for a fact none of them would even date a fat guy.
Oh, fuck that.
Like,
you're not gonna.
No, but
if I was
that's
200
true,
pounds heavier, you're telling me you're not gonna love this 6'5",
fat fuck.
Cuban
Like,
sandwich. I haven't seen my Cuban sandwich cock in 5 years, but it's there. It needs some loving.
Somewhere beneath all that morass of a belly.
But nah, I don't look like I don't look like George Clooney. So
David, I also feel like you couldn't even get that fat if you wanted to.
Oh, I could not.
Like,
I've been trying to gain weight throughout the quarantine. I did. I gained like 20 fucking pounds. Mostly. Yeah, no, it's just protein shakes and protein powder and exercising, my friend. It's how I gained a lot of weight, but mostly in muscle. So that's how that goes. Ring Fit Adventure, ladies and gentlemen, please. Whether you're fat or you're skinny, like, I don't care what you look like. Ring Fit Adventure, play that fucking game. It's amazing.
David, I think for skinny dudes like you and me, if we got fat, it would just look like we're like a tall goblin, because it would just be like this very protruding stomach, not like wide, but just like outwards, where it's like kind of like from the back, like it's like, okay, you're perfectly normal, and as soon as you turn around, it's like, oh wait, are you pregnant? like
Gabriel Iglesias has this fucking sketch like just like that, where he's like, there was somebody at his fucking like one of his shows who was like, they literally didn't have a size for him because he not only was like taller than us, but he was like fucking like humongous, something like a triple XL or quadruple XL or something like that.
Okay.
And he says he came to Gabriel and he's like, you don't have my size. And he was just like, dude, I didn't know they made you. I didn't know they made you, man. Holy moly. And Gabriel Iglesias, as you all know, he's fluffy as fuck. So
yeah, he's a husky one.
Yeah, he lost a lot. He's actually husky now. He lost a lot of weight, and he made a joke about it in his stand-up. He's just like, but Gabriel, you can't lose weight. Like, you won't be fluffy anymore. It's like, that's not your thing. And he's just like, I'm gonna die. Yeah. Straight up, he said, like, I'm gonna die. Like, if I don't fucking lose this weight. So yeah, and he did. He lost a ton of weight. God
good for him.
Yeah,
good for him. Yeah. And I even there's this one other comedian that I remember. His name was Patrice O'Neal, and like He was like this big black dude, like 6'5", and he like had diabetes, and plus he was like a fat fuck as well. And people like, and he died early because of the diabetes and because he wasn't eating right and everything. Like, you know, and he tried to kind of go back, like he tried to like turn the clock back a bit, but like it was just too late by that point. And again, guys, you know, that shit's real. Like, you got to take care of yourself,
especially in America. You know, I mean, you know, America, we got
especially.
some fatty McGee's here. So, yeah. Well, I'm not Starfire. If you're interested in that, comes out July 27, 2021.
No, don't promote it.
It looks like garbage. It definitely is garbage. I wish.
Why are you promoting garbage?
I wish
then?
they didn't slap my girl's face.
We only
on
promote.
This.
We only promote our garbage, David, not other people's garbage.
What garbage are you talking about? Because the only things that we promote are amazing, like this Rise Cold Brew up here at the top, ladies and gentlemen. You can get yourself some delicious nitrogenated organic coffee beverages, as well as London Fog, which is a tea, and our new flavor, vanilla oat milk latte. It's got a natural creaminess and frothiness to it, plus low acidity on top of everything else, as well as just being healthy organic coffee. It's amazing stuff, you guys. And you can get that, or if you want oat milk instead, we got organic oat milk in original vanilla and chocolate flavors, all at 10% discount. 10% discount code off with discount code Nintoonist at checkout, specifically using the special affiliate link that we have down below. It will not work without the affiliate link, and if you want a good way to support the podcast, we get a commission off of these sales, so it's pretty much the best way to do it. I will actually be working at some pretty high-end food bazaars in a couple of weeks out down in Brooklyn, because Rise will be at those festivals, and I will be there representing them, actually. So if you want to come out and meet me, no mask, because apparently Bo Jiden said we don't got to do them shits no more. Joe Bo Jiden. We don't got to wear them shits no more. So if you want to come and cough in my mouth and somehow give me COVID, then let's do it.
I will piss on your foot.
I mean, there's no holes in my foot. There's no orifices to fuck, which God knows that would be pretty bad if there was.
I said piss on your foot.
Yeah, I heard you.
Not fuck your foot.
Well, all I'm saying is that
there's
all I'm saying is that there's no orifices in my foot, so I'm not gonna get sick by it. It's just gonna be like, ew, what the fuck? Did you just pee on my foot?
And then I'll have a mask and you won't know it's me. And then you'll come back on the podcast the next day.
Oh, I will fucking know it's you.
No, but it's like imagine like you're talking about like, yeah, man, like I was at that event and someone pissed on my foot.
Come to the podcast about it.
And then I'm just kind of like, on my end, I'm just kind of like fucking dying of laughter to myself because it's like, yeah, that was me. And then I reveal to you like 10 years later, yeah, that was me. And you just like grab me by like my chicken neck and like just throttle me like, you motherfucker.
Somehow grab you through the computer. It's like shove my hand through the screen, have it come out through yours like it's fucking Marth grabbing Fox from another setup. Well, there you go. That we got that to promote for this week. Next week we will be having Remy on the podcast. What is her last name? I actually don't know.
Leibovic.
The Leibovic. All right, awesome. We're gonna have Remy German Heart Attack on the podcast. She's got a podcast of her own. I don't know what it's called because nobody told me anything yet. But we were gonna have her on this week, but due to some availability stuff, including me like throwing out my voice on Monday like a moron, as well as dealing with some family crap and one of the most interesting dates I've ever had in my life. It was a hell of a week for your boy. We didn't even think we were going to get an episode out this week, but me and Dennis are dedicated. We love this show, and we love being able to bring it to you, and we've seen the retention that you guys have been giving us. We've actually been getting more steady listeners on Spotify like these past couple of weeks, so we notice them shits. So if you want our podcast to grow, we can't just do it all on our own.
Tell your friends, tell your dog, tell your uncle who touches you at night. Tell your grandma, tell your grandpa, tell everybody.
Like tell the homeless guy who doesn't even have a fucking means to listen to it about the Double D experience.
Yeah, just have your phone with you and show it to him, but also just make sure to like grab that shit real tight, otherwise he might take it. So like,
yeah, pretty much pretty much that. Fuck, there was one more thing I was gonna say. I don't remember. It's gone.
But guys, that was today's episode. Hope y'all liked it.
Like I said, next week we got a guest on. You're not going to want to miss it. Remy is a fucking firecracker. You guys are going to love her.
Yeah, she a bit of a firebrand. That's for sure. And Remy, if you are watching this episode, like I don't know. You look as if you want to throw hands like every day. Just saying. Like, I don't know. Like, you probably would get it. I don't know. I think you probably did get into a fight, Remy. You probably did.
Dude, real talk. I think Remy's dick is like bigger than both of ours. If we're being, can we be real for a second? I feel like Remy's gonna come in and make both of us just feel like less of a man, and she's a woman, and so she's gonna come in here.
Right. Remy, none of y'all know, but like Remy, like, you know, she trains in martial arts, so like she like goes out to her bumblefuck woods and finds a tree, and she punches it every day.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And yeah, she's one tough cookie. Remy's gonna probably message me like, you motherfucker.
Your time will come, Remy. It'll be good to talk to you again. I haven't seen you in quite some time. But that being said, we're done here, folks. Follow us on Twitter, Double D Pod, and on our Instagram at the Double D Experience 21. All that good shit. And definitely tell your friends, tell everybody about the fucking podcast to help us grow. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say again. I elongated that because I forgot what I was going to do. But I'm rambling now. We're done. Lights off, folks.
I'm hungry.
I said lights off, folks.
I'm hungry.
I said lights off, folks.
Feed me, you fuck. I'm in the cage every goddamn day, you motherfucker.
Shut up,
you don't
dog.
Feed me shit. You don't mean to feed me shit. You don't even feed me Wawa no more.
Shut up, dog.
Lights off. Beep.